All right, got another video. This one's going to be quick, I hope. This is an important one too. It talks about procedure notes. I'm going to go into more detail about smart text and smart phrases and such, particularly for those who haven't used those before in another video, but this is specifically about procedure notes. So you can see I've already opened, this is not a real patient, test patient. I've opened their encounter. This is what you'll see when you first log in. First thing I wanted to talk about is creating custom buttons. You'll notice this thing that says clinic. This is a button I created, so when you click it, you'll get the standard clinic note. We want to know how to make those, so we are going to make those right now. So you go to the little circle with the three dots and hit My Note Settings. The speed button, you can see we have a speed button here that's clinic. We want to make a couple of more. So we're going to be making speed buttons from notes that have been created with smart phrases. The clinic note is actually a smart text. Smart text is something that only I can make. Smart phrases is something that anybody can make. So we're going to be looking for a very specific one called tent rock. And you'll see that there's two we want. There's the one that says tent procedure list, and there's one that says tent proc note. So we're going to do the note one first. You can change what it's called here in the caption. So probably want to just call it proc note, and then hit create. You can see the button has been put up there. So we can go ahead and accept that. And we'll see now it says proc note. We're going to do another one. You'll understand in a minute. Under smart phrase, this time it's tent proc again. And we want the procedure list. We're going to change this to proc list. And we're going to hit create. And we're going to hit accept. Now you can see it's proc list. You can change these if you want. You can go back on your notes if you don't like that capital, for instance, and just choose it. And great. Change it to match if you care about such things. Okay, so we'll cover the clinic note a little in a little bit. The difference between these two things. Proc note is a standalone note. So when you click it, you get the procedure list with the heading and the demographic information. The procedure list is self-explanatory. You can pick from a host of things. Let's say we want to do tubes, click it, hit return, and then you can fill out the thing. Let's do a right tube, right, chronic serous otitis media. We used phenol. We did put a tube in and there was fluid, and the fluid type was serous. Boom. So a nice little note is done, including a consent that will even keep Matt Glynn out of Sylvan Learning Center. So there's that. So this is a standalone note. I'm going to use a lot of standalone notes. We have another method though. We can insert the thing into a progress note. So I guess that brings me to another point that you can create more than one note per visit. So say this is a procedure note, but we also wanted to make a clinic note. So you can just click the clinic note and oh, gotta do it a little differently. Sorry, my bad. We're gonna delete that. So if you want a separate note, you just basically create a new note. And then you can see our procedure note is down here still, but we have this new note here. And then you would hit the clinic. Make sure that one's highlighted, I think. Cross your fingers. Yes, so that would be our clinic note. And then down below, we have a separate procedure note. Now, something to understand that's not a big deal. Any note that we put here in this, using this tool, when you look at the actual chart, and you go to notes, it's always going to show up in the progress note as a progress note. Even if it's a procedure note, anything you put in here is going to say it's a progress note. You might not like that, so I have a way to do it a little bit differently if you would like. So in any case, sorry, my laptop is small. We will go back, clear this out. I'm going to actually cancel these notes. Delete that note. Okay, so now we have no notes for this trash can patient. So to me, like a standalone note would be appropriate for something like a tube, an FNA, some bigger procedure. Let's say you just want to put one in the note, in a regular note. So here you'd open a clinic note. This is just our standard clinic note. And just you can put it wherever, but let's say at the bottom here, you wanted to put in a procedure note. That's why we did two of these. That would be your procedure list. And when you click it, it just puts in the list. So when you pick a procedure, do something simple, peritonsillar abscess, you can see that it, scroll down to the bottom, you can see that it put in your procedure note in the in your main note, kind of like we do now. And then you still have your signature there. I think that a nice way, a nice thing to do would be after your physical exam, you insert your procedure list and you pick nasal endoscopy and you do I don't know, a rhinitis nasal endoscopy. And so you have your procedure note in there right after your physical exam. It kind of makes sense with that particular workflow. Of course, it's a lot of words in there, but it kind of fits with that. Okay, you're going to cancel out of that. Makes sense. Procedure note for standalone, procedure list inserted anywhere. All the procedure note is really the procedure list with a header. So as long as I'm talking about notes, you can ignore consult notes, H&P notes for our purposes. It's just put everything under progress note. Now, what if you want a note to go actually under the procedure tab right here, rather than in the notes tab as a clinic note? You can do that. It's just a little bit more convoluted. You have to open up the inpatient note tool. You do that by the little triangle here, and you scroll down, and you'll see notes. And then you do it the way you do inpatient note. You can just you can go to procedures and hit note, or alternatively, if it's all notes, you can hit new note, and then you can do a procedure note. And you'll notice, well, I don't have any buttons. Nope, the buttons went away, so you have to use a smart phrase. So a smart phrase you can get there by doing .tent proc and going to your procedure note template. And then you'll see the same template there. And then say we penned it. Now, when we go to chart review, it's going to be, we can't see it because we didn't sign it, but go back to our note tab. You get the idea. It will show up if we were to sign this under procedures rather than, the notes and the progress notes. So I kind of plan on doing that for some of my bigger procedures, but there's no right or wrong answer. It's just a matter of organization and maybe how you want it to appear to other people. So that is procedure notes. Um, and then I guess probably goes without saying, but um, you don't have to use my procedure list. You can make just like you do for op notes. You can steal this header and such and just make a bunch of your own. That's as just smart phrases. Nothing wrong with that. I just did this to try to help people. So that is it. Have a nice evening.